to own the space of women in politics, presented and positioned themselves politically as the owners and beacons of hope for women in Indian politics just because Indira Gandhi became Prime Minister and Sonia Gandhi became Congress President. So they said, because people from the Vadra Gandhi family and women from the Vadra Gandhi family have reached certain positions because of their family name, women of India have become empowered. Ridiculous. Now that very party is essentially shrugging its shoulders when its own spokesperson, Supriya Shrinate, has essentially said that Kangana Ranaut's Lok Sabha ticket is a byproduct of a prevailing rate card. The reference should be lost on no one, ladies and gentlemen. The disdain for an outsider who has earned a name for herself and is ready to slug it out in a political career from the ground is not something I expect Priyanka Vadra and Rahul Gandhi to understand, because Kangana neither has the luxury of being gifted constituencies as heirlooms, nor is she handed the purse strings of a political party by way of following a certain bloodline. So irrespective of the political eventually, what shines through today is the Congress-led endorsement of Supriya Shrinate's comment. Viewers, the most important thing is that the Congress party is endorsing the disgusting comment of Supriya Shrinate. Not one tweet, not one statement, not even a line. Ladies and gentlemen, the same silence that they had when Sanjay Nirupam attacked Smriti Irani. You almost begin to believe the Congress party is enjoying this disgusting sexist attack on women achievers from its political opponents. So I believe, therefore, that the lack of a response single-handedly tells you of the...
Hello and welcome. You're watching The Burning Question with me, Shah Vincent. Ladies and gentlemen, there was a point in time that particularly Gupkar parties would have always argued that what exactly is the need of AFSPA. And if you're wondering what exactly is AFSPA, it had given some special powers to the armed forces, particularly to carry out searches and even, if necessary, arrest or even shoot at. Now, that was essentially used for mostly disturbed areas. Now, over the last few years, what has essentially happened is that the Modi government has taken this decision of removing AFSPA from these disturbed areas, particularly in the northeast. 70% has already been taken away. But the big news essentially now coming in with that indication from the Home Minister. Amit Shah says that with changing scenario on the ground, the government is basically mulling the option of revoking AFSPA from Kashmir. Now, if that really happens, it puts the Gupkar party in a catch-22 situation. And if you're wondering why, the reason being that if at all they welcome this entire move by the government of revoking AFSPA, it is also an admission of the Gupkar parties that yes, things have changed. Hence we are saying, is it Naya Kashmir of Naya Bharat? That's exactly what the position looks like. And the Gupkar parties are saying that this is yet another Jumla. Is that the case? First, let's take a look at the headlines and then we put out this report of what does this essentially mean for Jammu and Kashmir. Home Minister Amit Shah hints at revoking AFSPA, says the centre trusted Jammu and Kashmir police to handle law and order situation. No relief for Aam Aadmi Party Supremo as Kejriwal's bail application gets rejected in Delhi High Court. Big setback for Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh. Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav opts out of poll race. Election Commission of India issues show cause notice to Supriya Shrinate for her sexist slur on Kangana Ranaut. Congress sitting parliamentarian Pratibha Singh bows out, exits Monday days after Kangana enters battlefield. After Rekha Patra, Krishnanagar candidate Amrita Roy gets Prime Minister's call. Prime Minister tells her all black money seized by Enforcement Directorate will come back to the poor of Bengal. So why exactly does the Gupkar parties really look so very nervous at this point in time? The reason why we are saying is this, but the question when it was posed to Omar Abdullah, he says that look here, I've been saying this for years that AFSPA should be revoked, and if the government really believes that the situation has changed, they should be doing it immediately. Now that's the position that Omar Abdullah has taken, but no word really on whether at all things have really changed in Jammu and Kashmir. Ladies and gentlemen, there was a point in time when you would have opened any news channel and you would have seen images of stone pelting taking place in Kashmir. Now, do you remember when was the last that you saw that one picture of stone pelting really taking place in downtown Srinagar? That's not happening. That's the reason why we're calling it Naya Kashmir of Naya Bharat. Take a look at this report.
जब मैं जम्मू एंड कश्मीर बोलता हूँ तो पीओ को इसके अंदर ही आता है। एक सेकंड भाई सुनिए तो आप मुझे बोलने नहीं देंगे। आप मैं स्पष्ट करता हूँ माननीय मंत्री जी प्लीज। मैं जब जम्मू एंड कश्मीर बोलता हूँ माननीय सदस्य इसलिए एग्रेसिव हूँ कि जम्मू एंड कश्मीर के पीए को आप भारत का हिस्सा नहीं मानते हो क्या? एग्रेसिव ना हो, जान दे देंगे इसके लिए। क्या बात कर रहे हो आप? एग्रेसिव होने की क्या बात कर रहे हो? जान दे देंगे इसके लिए।
5 years after, the Union Home Minister announced the abrogation of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir. The centre is now likely to take yet another major decision for Jammu and Kashmir. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, in an interview to a publication in J&K, said that the central government will consider revoking the Armed Forces Special Powers Act in the valley. Amit Shah also said that the government has plans to pull back troops from the Union territory and leave law and order to the Jammu and Kashmir police alone.
1947 के बाद जम्मू कश्मीर को जख्म देने का काम कांग्रेस ने किया जब आर्टिकल 370 और 35A को लागू किया। नक्सलवाद बढ़ा, अलगाववाद बढ़ा और यहाँ पर 45,000 से ज़्यादा लोगों की मृत्यु हुई। अनुच्छेद 370-35A को हटाकर नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने जम्मू कश्मीर में विकास के रास्तों को खोला है।
आर्म्ड फोर्सेस हैं या सुरक्षा बल हैं, उनको सभी को तभी हटाया जाना संभव था जबकि हालात सुधर जाएं। आज कश्मीर में स्थितियां बदली हैं और पत्थरबाजी, अलगाववाद, आतंकवाद, भ्रष्टाचार इन सभी पर लगाम लगी है। तो स्वाभाविक बात है कि भारत सरकार सोचती है।
5 years on, normalcy is the new normal in Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir has seen a sea change after the repeal of Article 370. At the heart of its transformation lay a rigorous crackdown on terror funding. Kashmir also witnessed a sweeping altercation of its socio-economic landscape. The echoes of hartals and band calls have faded into history. AFSPA empowers armed forces personnel operating in disturbed areas with powers to search, arrest, and to open fire, deemed it necessary for the maintenance of public order. An area or district is notified as disturbed under the AFSPA to facilitate the operations of the armed forces. If removed, this will be a big step forward for Kashmir. However, for the opposition, it's a catch-22 situation.
जहां तक अफ्सपा को हटाने की बात है, बिस्मिल्लाह करके आज ही शुरू करिए। जब कहते हैं कि हालात बिल्कुल नॉर्मल हैं, जब कहते हैं कि मिलिटेंसी खत्म हो चुकी है, जब कहते हैं कि अब अलायदी पसंद सोच रही नहीं और जम्मू कश्मीर के हालात इससे ज़्यादा बेहतर कभी थे नहीं, तो इंतज़ार किस चीज़ का? पहले ही कर देना था।
गवर्नमेंट खुद कह रही है कि सब कुछ ठीक है, तो जब सब कुछ ठीक है तो फिर सोचना क्या है? हटा दो।
नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस मानती है कि जो पीस है वो प्रिवेल हुई है।
पीस गवर्नमेंट के नज़र में है, हम अपने हिसाब से देख रहे हैं कि वो जिस तरह लोगों को पीस लगता है वो है नहीं, लेकिन अगर वो समझते हैं कि इसको हटाया जाना चाहिए तो एक गवर्नमेंट के लोगों के हित की बात है, हटा देना चाहिए।
Don't take it seriously. what Mr. Amit Shah is saying is not a serious thing. And just he thinks by making such statements, he can deceive the people of Jammu and Kashmir. He can hoodwink the people of Jammu and Kashmir at the time of elections. That is what I point out. Mr. Amit Shah is not sincere. Home Minister, this union government headed by Mr. Modi is not sincere, honest to the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
Jammu and Kashmir's historic journey has ushered in a new chapter in the valley's narrative. And if AFSPA is removed, it will only act as a catalyst to the development in the valley. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight a departure from what we generally do. I would essentially take you through what we witnessed. There are at least 3 gentlemen on this broadcast who've actually witnessed Kashmir up front. Former Jammu and Kashmir DGP SP Ved, Colonel Abhinav Navneet, who's been there for a very long time, and Sardar RP Singh of the BJP. And you'll be surprised to know this, that Sardar RP Singh himself, for over a long period of time, has been in Kashmir. So much so that he's had a direct interface with several organizations who created havoc in Srinagar. First, I want to take this to you, Sardar RP Singh. The time back in 1992 that many of us, those who were from the Northeast, had actually witnessed it up front also. The situation that was there in Kashmir, there wouldn't be a single moment that you wouldn't have heard gunshots, blasts taking place, people afraid of even stepping out of their home. That was the situation back then. I want to start with your story where you found it even difficult to reach Lal Chowk.
1992, I was sent I used to work for a newspaper. That paper was banned, the Indian Express was banned, and our correspondents were told to remove your correspondent from here, George Joseph, and his wife Asha Khosa used to work some other paper. They both were they were told they should be removed from the city. I went there, I held a negotiation with all these set of people at that time, and I succeeded in negotiating, and our people stayed there. George Joseph and Asha Khosa both stayed there. But the situation was like, it was like war zone. At night, it used to be like some war happening between Pakistan and India, or some war happening between 2 countries. All night it will be rifle shots or gun shots, all night through. And then in day, there will be pin drop silent, not a person on road, not a tourist on road, nothing. There just used to be one hotel which used to be Adus, which used to be open and which used to be controlled by the militants only. And that's the situation was. And if you have to even meet someone, you have to make a phone. Those times there was no mobile phone. But if you have to make a phone call, everything was tracked by militants. I remember the moment I landed, and since I checked in Adus, I had no other work because the meeting has to be organized. So I went to Dal Lake. In Shikara, when I was in Shikara, other Shikara passed by me. The other guys told, my Shikara guy, Sardar ji, Delhi se aaye hain, jara inki khatir dada karna. I was shocked that message has already passed through. I mean, I just landed, just came directly to Dal Lake because there was no other option to spend time, and this was a message. So this is the grip of the militancy in the valley. This was the grip of the people who were leading the complete militancy in the valley. And second occasion, give me another second. Second occasion was 2008 and 11 when hoisted national flag at Lal Chowk, and specifically 2011 when this very Mr. Farooq Abdullah's son, was Omar Abdullah, has banned us from hoisting national flag and has made some 7 rings around Lal Chowk so that we can't hoist the national flag. And after we hoisted the national flag, I was dragged by my hair in Munshi Bagh police station, was beaten for 4 hours by police. My colleagues were beaten for 4 hours. There's a lady colleague who was beaten for 4 hours. We were thrashed like animals for hoisting national flag in this valley. Absolutely. Today it's other way around.
Sardar RP Singh, I'll take a quick question with Dr. SP Ved because he's spent a considerable amount of time there. And Dr. SP Ved, the time that you were there and I had first met you, the situation was very, very different. Today, you have several of the political parties, particularly the Gupkar parties, finding themselves in a catch-22 situation, because I'll tell you that if at all they say that yes, it's a good decision that the government has made by revoking AFSPA, it's also an indication of the fact that, or an acceptance that things have actually changed on the ground, Dr. S.P. Vaid. And as the Jammu and Kashmir DGP, you would be in a much better position to tell our viewers why revoking AFSPA means a lot for the ordinary Kashmiris.
Good evening, Shavan, and my colleagues on the panel and your viewers. There is absolutely no comparison of situation in 1990s and today after removal of Article 370. What Mr. R.P. Singh was telling, we have seen that worst kind of situation in one day, 20, 30 incidents of cross-firing. And look at the situation today. The numbers of terrorists have come down so drastically. You can even in two figures you can't count them. So you take any parameter, those days of separatist politics, which was getting appeased by local parties, are gone. And band calls, civil curfew, hartals, colleges, schools, education institutions closed. Pelting everywhere, grenade firing, that phase has gone. But this move of the government is welcome. In fact, people of the state will be very, very happy if phased manner the AFSPA is removed, as Honorable Home Minister announced. In fact, Modi government, whatever it has said, has actually fulfilled its promise. Whether it is triple talaq, removal of Article 370, Ram Mandir, and people have no reason to doubt this. And I'm sure when Honorable Home Minister has made this announcement, it will be done in a phased manner. But my caution would be that please do it very carefully, starting with those areas of Jammu region which are comparatively peaceful, like District Kathua, Samba, Jammu, Udhampur, and slowly, as closely monitor the situation and progressively move towards other districts. And we must remember that Pakistan, our neighbor, may be down today, but there's no change in its intentions. And tomorrow, if it again has all the resources, will be able to. It has been last 75 years. It has been trying its best to annex Jammu and Kashmir, which is a failed miserably here after complete integration of J&K
Dr.
with India. Yeah.
Dr. Vaid, from my personal experience of covering Kashmir, I would say that there was a cottage industry that was actually running. Few did not want terrorism to be really out of the window, simply because that industry has to really operate. I'm not sure if Ahmadayaz is still with us, but till the time we bring back the PDP spokesperson also. Colonel Navneet, let me take this question with you. As Dr. Vaid has been pointing out, it has to be done in a cautious manner. Now, for the fact, I'm just getting some echo. We'll try and connect with the PDP guest also. But Colonel Navneet, let me just come to you first on this. Colonel Navneet, the reason why the armed forces would have been a little skeptical about this move, because they would still say that the situation in some parts will have to be monitored very closely, and you'll have to be cautious before you take that big step right now. Colonel Navneet, from the army perspective, removal of AFSPA, what does this essentially mean? Is it an admission that yes, things are normal, now you can hand it over to the Jammu and Kashmir police, they can handle it well?
Thank you, Shavan. Good evening and Jai Hind to all my senior colleagues here, the panelists. I was there, so I can comment on it. I'll begin with from where the idea of Bharat has started, from the Constitution. In the Schedule 7, the Union list first entry is the defense of India. And therefore, when we say defense of India, it means the defense of the states, the Union territories as well. And it is incumbent and the government, the parliament, the union government is obligated to ensure the defense of India, and Indian armed forces play a big role in it. Having said that, there is another provision in our constitution which says that there has to be some fundamental rights which are to be given to the citizens. We talk about Article 21, life and personal liberty. We talk about Article 14, which is right of equality. And then we talked about Article 19, which gives 6 valuable freedoms to the citizens of Bharat. Now, amongst one of them, I would like to point out here was the freedom to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India, which was not possible prior to the abrogation of 370. I very vividly remember on the night of 5th September 2019, and I was there in Udhampur, and we were debating amongst our own army circles that what's going to happen, because this thing was pending since such a long time, and no government could take this bold step. And we were all apprehensive. And it was abrogated, it went on very smooth. What I want to say is that with the abrogation of 370, firstly, I will come to the army point of view, but firstly, what happened? It ushered in a new era of change in the entire JNK. You know, what happened was there were stone peltings before. Where have they gone? People could not move around with our flag. Today, I have heard from my colleagues who are still posted there, children are roaming around on the streets of places like Baramulla and Kupwara with Indian flag in their hands, and nobody is stopping them. So many socio-economic government schemes have been introduced. The Lieutenant Governor announced Super 75. There is the Tejaswini scheme, PM Arogya Yojana, Ujjwala, Ujala. I can go on and on. This all has ushered in a new era of change. Now, as far as the armed forces are concerned, definitely AFSPA is a security option. It is, no doubt. And when there is a decision which will be taken by the union government, I would say that it has to be nuanced and debated well with the security forces who are in charge there. But definitely the security situation has improved. The money laundering has stopped. The terror arc obviously keeps shifting. From Kashmir, we have seen it shifting to Punch and Rajouri areas. And I'll come to that after you take the opinion of the other colleagues. Am I audible?
Right. Colonel Amit, because you've given, a snapshot of what's the current situation, but it seems there is something very difficult that the political parties aren't being able to digest. And Virender Singh Sono, I want to ask you this question as far as the PDP's position on this entire matter. You have had your leader's daughter speaking to Republic TV a short while back saying that, dekhiye, ye to jumla hai. For the longest time, your party, along with the National Conference, was asking that remove AFSPA, remove AFSPA. The moment it is done, you say it is political gimmick. So can you actually decide what's your position on AFSPA?
देखिए ऐसे है कि जो आज जिस इशू पे हम बात कर रहे हैं, हमने तो पीपल्स डेमोक्रेटिक पार्टी की जो बुनियाद है वो जब हमने पार्टी बनाई थी तो आज तक हमारा जो स्टैंड था कि AFSPA जो है उसको रिमूव किया जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि इससे जैसे कि कर्नल साहब को मैं भी सुन रहा था वो कह रहे थे, तो आज अगर भारतीय जनता पार्टी ये कह रही है तो मैं समझता हूँ कि अगर होम मिनिस्टर साहब कह रहे हैं तो PDP की बात को आज सरकार ने माना तो अच्छी बात है। लेकिन हम ये कहते हैं कि सिर्फ इलेक्शन का बयान नहीं होना चाहिए, जुमला नहीं होना चाहिए, इसको इम्प्लीमेंट कीजिए। यार इस मसले पर हम ये कहना चाहते हैं, हम वेलकम करेंगे अगर सरकार AFSPA को रिमूव करती है तो, लेकिन इलेक्शन को देख के तो बयानबाजी नहीं होनी चाहिए ना, इसको रिमूव करना है तो किया।
तो क्या आप मानते हैं, तो क्या वीरेंद्र जी आप क्या आप मानते हैं
जी?
वीरेंद्र जी चलिए तो आप मानते हैं कि चीजें बदली हैं
मैं तो कह रहा हूं
कश्मीर में, क्योंकि अब तक तो आप ये कहते थे कुछ भी नहीं बदला।
आप चाहते हैं तो इलेक्शन जुमला नहीं, आप इसको इम्प्लीमेंट करके बताइए। हम तो ये कह रहे हैं क्योंकि हमारा तो शुरू तो ये रोड मैप था, और आई फील प्राउड कि मैं मुफ्ती मोहम्मद सईद साहब का वर्कर हूँ जिनके रोड मैप को आज गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया मान रही है। जो हमने 20 साल पहले कहा, 10 साल पहले कहा, जब एजेंडा ऑफ अलायंस में बीजेपी के साथ सरकार बनाई, हमने तब भी कहा, तब बीजेपी ने हमारी बात मानी, लेकिन सरकार बात नहीं की। तो अगर आज होम मिनिस्टर साहब कह रहे हैं तो मैं समझता हूँ कि इसको इम्प्लीमेंट किया जाना चाहिए, चुनावी जुमला नहीं, बयानबाजी तक नहीं। सब हम तो चाहते हैं, वी आर फ्रॉम द वेरी फर्स्ट डे। फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग ऑफ अवर पार्टी, जब हमारी पार्टी एस्टैब्लिश हुई, हमारा ये स्टैंड था कि इस चीज को रिवोक किया जाना चाहिए। तो
चलिए वीरेंद्र जी, आपने सवाल पूछा, मैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी के प्रवक्ता से पूछता हूँ। चलिए, आपने पूछा
वीरेंद्र जी, हमने अपना कौन सा, वीरेंद्र जी हो गया, धन्यवाद सर। हमने अपना कौन सा वादा जो पूरा नहीं किया? धारा 370 की बात करी थी, हमने करी, हटाई नहीं हटाई? आपके लोग कहते थे धारा 370 हटेगी, यहाँ पर तिरंगे को कांधा देने के लिए 4 लोग नहीं मिलेंगे। आज तो हर घर के अंदर तिरंगा लहराया जाता है। यहाँ तक कि आपकी जो अध्यक्षा हैं वो अब मंदिर में जाकर पूजा भी करती हैं। अब तो वो मंदिर में जाकर पूजा भी करने लगी, अब तो शिव अर्चना भी करने लगी। तो दिखता है कि बदल हुआ ना जमीन पर। अब वो जब बदल हुआ है तो उस बदल के साथ चलते हुए बाकी जो चीज़ें करनी है वो भी करेंगे, और जो कहा जा रहा है वो होगा, 100% होगा। क्योंकि आज वहाँ पर कैलेंडर नहीं निकलता कि इस दिन बंद होगा, इस दिन खुलेगा, ये स्कूल चलेगा, ये स्कूल बंद होगा। आज ये सब नहीं होता। आपके अध्यक्षा ने तो पत्थरबाजों को छूट दे दी थी। आपकी अध्यक्षा तो बुरहान वानी जी को, आपकी अध्यक्षा तो बुरहान वानी को वो मानती थी कि वो बहुत बड़ा हीरो है।
बुरहान वानी को
वो आतंकवादी को हीरो मानती थी, बुरहान वानी आतंकवादी को हीरो मानती थी।
सरकार ने इतना इंडिकेशन दे दिया। वीरेंद्र जी, आप भी सुन लीजिए, अब तक
सुनिए आप निखिल, मैं कहता हूं कि अगर मान लीजिए आप ये कहते हैं कि अफवाह हम हटाना चाहते हैं, तो हु आर स्टॉपिंग यू? बिकॉज अगर आपकी विल पावर है, उसको अगर आपने ये करना तो हम लोग थोड़ी रहे। हमारा तो कोर स्टैंड है, मैं तो आफरीन है।
हाँ, हटेगा वीरेंद्र जी, 100% हटेगा। विल पावर नहीं, हम कर दिखाएंगे। हमारे में ही विल पावर है ये सब करने की। क्योंकि ये जो आप ये जो दुर्गुकी बजाते हैं ना लोगों को डराने के लिए, ये जो डराकर वोट बैंक की राजनीति करते हैं, ये डराकर कश्मीर को देश से अलग बताने की बात करते हैं, वो खत्म हो गया टाइम। ये जो आप डराकर
वो आप बताते हैं, हम नहीं बताते हैं, ये आपकी रोटी इसी पर चलती है। आपकी
आप बुरहान वानी को आप जीरो बनाते थे,
हम सच कह रहे हैं। मैं कहता हूँ आफरीन अच्छी बात है, आज आप हमारी बात मान तो रहे हैं ना। मैं तो कह रहा हूँ कि हमारे रोड मैप को आपने सेट किया।
एक चीज बताइए,
अच्छी बात है ना, जम्मू कश्मीर के मसले के लिए ये भी
वीरेंद्र जी, आप भी सरकार में थे, आप भी सरकार, एक मिनट वीरेंद्र जी, आप भी सरकार में थे, आप भी सरकार में थे सरदार आरपी सिंह के पार्टी के साथ। तो आप ये क्यों नहीं कहता कि अगर आपके पास उस समय विल पावर था, सरकार तो आप कह रही कि देखिए हमारे पास हालात भी ठीक है और हम करके भी दिखाएंगे। आप भी सरकार में थे, तब आपने ये क्यों नहीं कहा? क्योंकि तब आप जिस समय की बात कर रहे हैं तब तो लोग लाल चौक तक नहीं पहुंचते थे, डाउनटाउन श्रीनगर नहीं जा पाते थे कोई।
हमने तो राइट फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट डे कहा कि इसको रिमूव किया जाना चाहिए। हम तो
आप तो केंद्र, आप तो वही पार्टी के साथ, आप तो वही पार्टी के साथ अलायंस में थे,
इसी बार विरोध किया उसका।
इट इज नॉट स्टेटमेंट फॉर वोटिंग, हमारा सिर्फ ये कहना है।
Okay, I'll just get a quick comment, Sardar RP Singh. Because unfortunately, Sardar RP, just give me a minute, because I think so. I also have Nikhil Jain. Nikhil, I apologize for not being able to take you earlier. But I'll just take a quick word, and Sardar RP Singh, you can then respond to Nikhil Jain also. Nikhil, a quick response. Sardar RP Singh, just give me 30 seconds. I'll just get a quick word from Nikhil also. He's been waiting for a while. Nikhil,
please.
Now the fact is this. It is an admission. Let's admit it. It's beyond politics. I would say when it comes to Kashmir, something that we are all proud of, we should go beyond politics. We should go beyond partisan politics right now. Because if this is a situation in Kashmir where you are in a position to withdraw AFSPA, it is something that all political parties should come together and welcome it. I'm not being able to hear Nikhil.
Audio check.
Nikhil, you need to unmute yourself. Nikhil, you need to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Shavan, is my audio clear? I think I've been silent on the debate for 26 minutes. I want a minute and a half uninterrupted. See, the point is when the Congress government when the Congress party in 2019 said before the elections that we will remove AFSPA, everybody went around calling them anti-nationalists. And now when the BJP does the same, somehow it's a great move for the people of Kashmir. BJP says everything is normal in Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir. Let's believe that. Then why are elections not being held for the past 5 years? Are we to believe that the people of Kashmir are to live under the iron fist forever? Then there is no there's no AFSPA in the Imphal Valley. So it is for the BJP, it is not AFSPA imposition or revocation of AFSPA is not about the security situation in a state or a place. It is simply about politics. कि Jammu and Kashmir को तो पूरा AFSPA में रहने देते हैं, but let's not have AFSPA in Manipur, despite the army demanding AFSPA in the Imphal Valley. The AFSPA in Manipur is only extended to the hill districts. It is not extended in the Imphal Valley. Then in your package, you showed Anurag Thakur saying a statement that 370 was a saza on the people of Jammu and Kashmir, despite the fact that the very same people of Jammu and Kashmir for 60 years had been wanting and clinging on to this very provision. No state government, no state assembly.
Got it. Got your point. Got your point. I'll just get a quick response. You posed the question, Sardar RP Singh. I'm really running short of time. 30 seconds. Now, very simply, the AFSPA is a security issue. Nikhil, you're getting it completely wrong. AFSPA is a security issue. And trust me, Nikhil, for those who have seen insurgency up close, people like us who have actually grown up during peak of insurgency, it means a lot. It means a lot to see AFSPA being removed. AFSPA being removed for the locals means a lot. Nikhil, it's easy to sit in Delhi to make that comment, but trust me to see the kind of bloodshed. Trust me to see the kind of bloodshed. It is something that no one will forget. 1 second.
Remove it, na. Full promise क्यों है? Remove कर दो. एक order निकालना है सरकार.
Last season, 1 crore 80 lakh tourists last season. Aims in Valley and in Jammu, IIT, schools, flyovers, bridges, panchayats being given money, and also the special trains now going to Kashmir, and then people, there's a booking for almost 6 months for the special train. So there is a change which has happened in ground.
Let's admit it.
It has taken some time, and elections will be held. Mark my word, elections will be held before September.
Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us on the burning question. Undoubtedly, this is a big move that has been made by the government. Many would say that this ushers in the new era in Kashmir. Thank you very much for joining us on the burning question. On the other side, the trending burning question with my colleague Abhishek.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 11th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
दुनिया की सबसे पुरानी भाषा तमिल भाषा हिंदुस्तान की है। मैं दुनिया को बताना चाहता हूं, सबसे पुरानी भाषा का गर्व प्राप्त है, वो मेरी तमिल भाषा है।
Tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who've taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous.
Trending burning question, powered by Reva University, Century Club Prime, AMNS, Acco Insurance.
Welcome back, friends. Congress party's woes seem to be multiplying by the day. From Himachal up north to Karnataka down south, last 24 hours have seen veteran Pratibha Singh, who also happens to be the in charge of Himachal Congress, refuse to contest from family stronghold of Mandi. And Chief Minister Siddaramaiah in Karnataka has admitted to trouble with MLAs threatening to resign if nepotism prevails in Kolar. Mind you, that's actually the stronghold of Chief Minister himself. What's really happening? Let's try to understand. Look at these developments of the last 24 hours, then I come back to discuss.
After rebellion of 6 MLAs following Rajya Sabha elections, the Congress in Himachal Pradesh has a steep road ahead. After her son Vikramaditya Singh led the rebellion before coming back to the Congress, Himachal Pradesh Congress President Pratibha Singh is once again on the back foot. This time about her own candidature in the Lok Sabha elections from Mandi. This is what the leader had to say before heading into the Congress Coordination Committee meeting earlier today.
मैम आप चुनाव लड़ रही हैं मंडी से?
बिल्कुल नहीं मैंने हाई कमांड को अपनी बात बोल दी है। हाई कमांड क्या फैसला करती है वो उस पे अब निर्भर करता है। ठीक है। कंगना को कितनी बड़ी चुनौती मानती है? अब मुझे क्या पूछना, वो तो बीजेपी के कैंडिडेट है, बीजेपी ने उनको फील्ड में उतारा है। ठीक है, जो भी होगा सामना करेंगे, इलेक्शन लड़ेंगे और लड़वाएंगे और कांग्रेस को जितवाएंगे।
However, after the meeting, Pratibha Singh changed her tone by saying that the decision of her contesting the Lok Sabha elections will now be taken by the party's high command.
देखिए, दैट इज़ फॉर अस टू सी अब कैसे वो चैलेंजेस हमारे सामने आते हैं और कैसे हमने उनको दूर करना है, कैसी वो परिस्थिति का हमने सामना करना है, उसको हमने डिसाइड करना है। आज तो जो कैंडिडेट्स हमने नए उतारने हैं फील्ड में, उस पर चर्चा की गई और उस पर सोच की गई और क्या हम सब की राय थी वो शुक्ला जी के सामने हमने रखी है, जो कि हमारे प्रभारी हैं। और इसी तरह से 4 और 5 को इन्होंने 5 और 6 को दिल्ली में दोबारा मीटिंग रखी है, वहाँ पर हाई कमांड तक हमारी बात को पहुँचाएंगे। क्या वो इस पर आदेश देते हैं, फिर उनके हुक्म का पालन किया जाएगा।
The Mandi Lok Sabha seat has been a traditional stronghold of Pratibha Singh's family. But when the Congress won back the seat from the BJP in 2021 by-elections, the BJP has been on a hunt for its next big candidate that can return the seat to their own fold. With Kangana Ranaut entering the Lok Sabha fray from Mandi constituency for the BJP, will Pratibha Singh rise up to the challenge to defend what was once her bastion? Or will Kangana Ranaut have a walkover? That is the trending burning question tonight.
All right, the package was about Pratibha Singh because she triggered essentially the story which has panned out across the country for the Congress party over the last 24 hours from Punjab to Karnataka as well. Joining me, Neeti Jain, spokesperson of the BJP, also George Kurian, of pro-Congress analyst, and we also have Nikhil with us. He's there as a political analyst, but leans towards the Congress party. Nikhil, if I could begin with you. It seems to be an unending saga of woes for the Congress party. We have seen Ravneet Bittu, sitting MP, joining the BJP yesterday, and Pratibha Singh today not happy with the party and throwing tantrums, saying that she might not contest because she has too much on her plate and let Mandi be handled by somebody else. Remember, that's a family bastion. So obviously something has really miffed her so much that she does not want to contest on a Congress ticket from her stronghold as well. Nikhil.
Abhishek, first of all, Pratibha Singh said that she did not want to contest the Mandi seat 6 days ago. I'm not quite sure why is it a new story on 27th of March when she already said that on the 21st of March. Kangana's candidature from that seat was announced a couple of days later. So it is not that Pratibha Singh is not contesting just because Kangana Ranaut is contesting from the seat. Secondly, when you talk about Ravneet Bittu leaving the Congress to join the BJP, you should also talk about Rahul Kaswan leaving the BJP to join the Congress. Fact of the matter is that this is election time and a bunch of MLAs and MPs from across party lines are just shifting parties. There are a bunch of people going from the BJP to the Congress. There are a bunch of people going from the Congress to the BJP. So let's not read into it much. And if Pratibha Singh, the president of the Himachal Pradesh Congress, feels that it is perhaps not the best choice for her to be contesting from that seat, I'm sure the party is going to put up some other candidate from the seat to give Kangana Ranaut a good match. We have all seen the kind of, how do I put it mildly, the kind of strength of candidature Kangana Ranaut brings with the kind of statements that she's been issuing कि मैंने तो कुछ नहीं करना है, मेरा तो शक्ल नहीं है, मेरा तो कुछ भी नहीं है, सिर्फ मोदी जी का है.
I think her
so
might is
sure
more
how good a
explained by the
candidate
kind of
is she for
statements that
Mandi.
you are issuing against her.
It's not about
Nikhil.
Kangana's statements at all. Right now, you are in news.
Okay,
for the
Niti, let me
statements that
structure
you are
this.
Should I play a bite from
let me
Kangana
structure
Ranaut
this,
when
Niti.
asked about her candidature?
No, you explain yours.
Niti, let me structure this. Okay, Nikhil, we are not discussing Kangana, but I'll come to that. First, a
Why
fact
should
check
we
to
not,
you.
Abhishek? We're talking about the Mandi
Pratibha Singh
Lok
has
Sabha
made a
seat. We have to
statement on
discuss
21st
Kangana
March,
Ranaut and
of
Pratibha
course.
Singh together.
But the reason why we are discussing this today, Nikhil, it's not. मेरे को तो बोलने दो भाई. Pratibha Singh might have made a statement on 21st March, but she has made a statement today in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening thrice. Essentially, what Pratibha Singh is doing is underscoring her anger and frustration with the Congress High Command at the manner in which she has been treated. Nothing else. I think it could be an ego issue. It could be actually working relationship issue between her and the government led by Sukhvinder Singh Sikhu. But the issue is that she is saying that please listen to me. I have some issues. If you sort them, maybe I can listen to you, otherwise not. So that's the reason why we are discussing it, Nikhil. And as I said, it's not just about, you did mention Rahul Kaswan. I'll ask Niti about that. But let me just complete it with George Kurian and then I go to Niti. George Kurian, Pratibha Singh in Himachal Pradesh, or those 5 MLAs in Karnataka who have threatened resignation. In fact, as we speak, a crisis management meeting is going on in Bengaluru to try to tackle this crisis, where the MLAs are saying if from Kolar, K.H. Muniyappa's son or grandson is given a ticket, they would resign and rebel against the party. And remember, Kolar happens to be a stronghold of the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah. He's on record today in the morning admitting that there is a problem and that we are trying to sort it. So obviously, from north to south, it's almost like a secular trend with the Congress party, nobody listening to the high command and all this conflict emerging. Some of it could be because of elections, but much of it seems structural, George Kurian, and that's what I want you to focus on.
Well, Abhishek, good evening to you, to my co-panelists on the show, and to your audience. Let me begin by saying that, there is no dearth of talent within the Congress party or dearth of leaders within the Himachal Pradesh Congress unit. So I'm sure that there are many names to contest the 4 Lok Sabha seats of Himachal Pradesh, and we'll give a tough fight to the Bharatiya Janata Party in the upcoming 2024 election. As far as Pratibha Singh is concerned, she had made her stance very clear to the High Command that she is not keen on contesting from Mandi this time around, but she has left it to the party High Command to take a call on that one. So I'm sure she will adhere to the party's High Command if the party decides to, ask her to contest from Mandi. That's for it. And as far as the rebel MLAs who have shifted sides and changed loyalties, I'm sure that's not going to make a big difference to the Congress party. As far as the Congress vote share is concerned in Himachal, the Congress loyalists towards the Congress party, the voters, and we will leave it to the wisdom of the Congress voters out of Himachal, because they know the intent of the Congress party as far as 2024 Lok Sabha is concerned. So we will. So be rest assured that Rajiv Shukla, being the in charge of the Congress Himachal Pradesh, will take the meeting's outcome to the High Command, and things will be sorted out.
Okay, you're saying Rajiv Shukla will take care of it. I wonder if that's going to help or not help. But Niti, coming to you, Nikhil raised the issue or mentioned that it's not just a one-way traffic towards the BJP, though much of it seems to be unidirectional. But there are examples like that of Rahul Kaswan, where, some movement is happening from BJP to Congress also. So in that sense, I think, or also in the case of Himachal, because we are discussing Pratibha Singh, it would not be right if I don't mention the fact that after 6 of the Congress legislators resign and have been given tickets for bypolls, there is a rebellion in Lahore Spiti unit of the BJP as well. Almost all the block level leaders have resigned. So it's not that the problem is just with the Congress party. Maybe the scale is huge, but even BJP is facing those troubles because of elections.
All right, Abhishek, I think Nikhilji answered the question himself. The isolated events of changing seats and changing parties because of those seats happens in every election. But this en masse movement that is happening from Congress to BJP, and the senior most leaders like Milind Deora is not a junior leader who just chose to change a seat, or Chabanji was not just an isolated event. These are en masse leaders, and I think Congress needs to open their eyes and understand that one of the spokesperson, I think Georgie, said that हमें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. It doesn't matter even if the people go. Sir, I think it should, because 6 of your MLAs have left, and Pratibha ji 6 days back when she had given a statement, she actually said, I went to the ground, I've spoken to the workers are not motivated enough to fight this election. There's no point in fighting this. That was her line. And if that doesn't bother you, no matter who comes to the helm, I think the problem is on the bottom and that on the ground level. And that is where you need to realize where the problem is. Again, it is your internal matter. It is not for the BJP to come out and sort it for you. But to say that it doesn't matter, and obviously it may have pushed her to the edge, that a stronger candidate or a much stronger candidate has been fielded by the BJP. So, of course, that may be the case. But to say that it doesn't matter, I don't agree with you on that at all. And again, these people will come back and blame the EVM,
No,
they will blame the agencies, they will blame everybody else, but they will not look within on where the problem is. Their own nepotism, their own dynastic culture is causing a loss to their party. It is not the fault of the EVM that you don't give chance to the people who deserve the chance. And if people are leaving your party because of that, don't come out and blame the agencies or the EVM for that.
Abhishek, it would be a litmus test for the rebel MLAs
Nikhil.
change loyalties.
Abhishek, should I come in?
No, George, hold on. Let me just structure this. So, Niti made the point of nepotism. Nikhil, let me take this to you. K.H. Muniappa is a senior leader of the Congress party, a veteran. He has been a union minister, I believe, of railways when the Congress was in power. And his son-in-law has been given ticket, but rebellion happens and the party withholds the ticket. Now the question is, of the 28 candidates from Karnataka, as many as 11, almost half, are either relatives or connected, actually direct relatives of some or the other senior Congress leader. So, nepotism charge which Niti is putting on you seems to be real.
Niti, first of all, Abhishek, to respond to what Niti had said earlier, that Milind Deora is some mass leader. If he's such, why is the BJP not giving him a ticket from Mumbai South? Fact of the matter is, that is a man who has not been able to win 2 consecutive Lok Sabha elections.
That should bother you. Don't bother about what we do.
He has joined Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde. That's why BJP is not giving him a ticket. He has not joined BJP,
It's one and the same. Abhishek, it's one and the same. We all know what Eknath Shinde is, Shiv Sena, and what Ajit Pawar sensibly is. They're practically franchisee parties of the BJP. Why is their alliance not giving them a ticket from Mumbai South? That is point number one. Secondly, when you're talking about nepotism and dynasty, may I remind her that Yediyurappa's son has gotten a ticket Yediyurappa's son has gotten a Lok Sabha ticket from Karnataka. The Karnataka BJP president is Yediyurappa. Is another son of Yediyurappa.
Happening in the BJP.
And we just saw the BJP announce Rajmata Amrita Roy as a candidate from Krishnanagar. If a royal is not a dynasty, I'm not sure who is. BJP's list of candidates is full of nepotists. We are seeing Piyush Goyal being fielded from Mumbai North. His father was the treasurer of the BJP. Nirmala Sitharaman continues to be the finance minister of the country. Her father was a senior leader of the BJP. BJP's youth unit president, Tejas Surya, his uncle is an MLA of the BJP. So let's not pretend that dynasty is a phenomenon that's exclusive to the Congress party.
Nikhil, don't go on and on. Nikhil, don't go on and on. Hey, plus, can you fix the video? Your video was freezing. Now it's fine. But don't go on and on. Because, you see, we are discussing something which is secular in the sense that it's hitting both the parties, perhaps, the two principal parties, and we are discussing Congress and BJP because those are the two parties on the panel tonight. But the fact of the matter is that it's hitting the Congress party a little more. And there are going to be electoral consequences for that, George Kurian. You might put a brave face on national TV. You might, get into a jousting match with the BJP panelist. But the fact of the matter is that this is going to have consequences. Now, look at what Pratibha Singh has said later in the evening, elaborating. And mind you, in the morning, she also took objections to the manner in which the comment was made or the manner in which Kangana Ranaut was targeted. Because at the end of it, remember, Pratibha Singh is a senior leader and a politician of the state. She can't be seen to be endorsing in any manner what was said of Kangana Ranaut for Kangana Ranaut, who happens to be a daughter of Himachal Pradesh and Mandi, right, George Kurian? So you did put your own leader in a difficult spot and tight spot, and that's the reason why perhaps she has really come out in the open and expressed dissatisfaction. Now look at the soundbite she has given in the evening, and then you understand, George, that there is actually a serious problem. Be it in Karnataka or in Himachal Pradesh or in Punjab, while there might be similar problems in the BJP, I am not denying, and Niti is also not denying, the problems seem to be of a much larger scale when it comes to the Congress party with serious electoral consequences. Now, look at what she has said. She has said, my contesting depends on what decisions High Command takes on the issues that I have discussed. The government has to solve problems, as in the Congress government in Himachal Pradesh, in Shimla. I have told them, but not all of the issues have been solved. Party, organization and the government have to work in tandem, have to be on same page. There are difficulties. I have put them across to the party leadership, and I have told them that if the problems can't be solved, I would rather focus on bipoles and let Mandi be given to somebody else. Now that's a comprehensive statement, which means she is sticking to her position. She might have had a different choice of words in the morning and evening, but then she is miffed. And she is president of the party in the state, right, George? So obviously she is not a pushover. She's the wife of late Veerbhadra Singh. She's someone with a lineage in Himachal Pradesh. She is someone who was seen as, till recently, close to the Gandhis directly. And there, still she is having those difficulties, which means Congress is having some issues in terms of handling the organization together. In Himachal Pradesh, in Karnataka, in Punjab, everywhere. George.
Well, Abhishek, I don't want to deny on national television that, there were no issues within the Congress unit in Himachal. But having said that, we have a capable in charge in Rajiv Shukla, who is a seasoned politician. And I'm sure that, with Sukhu as the chief minister and Pratibha Singh as the Congress party's chief in Himachal will have formed a committee which will look into the matter, and I'm sure that they'll come to a consensus where the organization, be it the government, will work in tandem, and I'm sure that things will be sorted out. It's not something that cannot be worked out or resolved. I'm sure that we will, as far as the 2024 election is concerned, the Congress party is all set and done. We'll give Bharatiya Janata Party a tough fight among the four parliamentary constituencies in Himachal. So we will leave it to the wisdom of the people and the voters of Himachal to take a call on that.
Sir, do you remember Vikramaditya Singh cried after that Rajya Sabha fiasco that happened?
Niti.
He cried saying that you did not even respect the memory of his father, who basically established you in Himachal Pradesh. And that is what you did to the people of your own party. And one of the MLAs that left your party said कि वहां पर सुक्खू जी के फ्रेंड्स का कैफे चल रहा है, there is no government that is happening, and that is what the situation in Himachal is. If you only listen to the people of your own party, I don't think you'd be standing where you are standing right now. So those are the statements of your own party people. This is not even my judgment.
Well, I don't quite agree on that one.
You think
Niti Jain? See, there are things within the political circles. People will try to pull one another down here. So
this is your Himachal Pradesh party president.
Having said that,
this is your Himachal Pradesh party president. This is not a chota mota कार्यकर्ता जो कुछ भी बोलकर निकल गया. If you are not going to take seriously, why even make them presidents? Let whoever is handle. फिर तो भगवान भरोसे, let everything go भगवान भरोसे. That's not how it works.
The Congress party is
you cannot just say कोई भी कुछ भी बोल देता है. This is your party president of the state, sir. And the Vikramaditya Singh, he was a minister in your in your cabinet.
Okay, let me come in now. Okay, Nikhil, while you deny it, how much of this is a possibility that Pratibha Singh, though of course she has been half-hearted in terms of her involvement post what happened with the formation of the government, she was obviously expecting that she would get more than what she got by way of her son becoming a minister. and nothing beyond. But BJP announcing Kangana Ranaut as a candidate has sort of crystallized her thinking that maybe it's not really worth it. So in a way, while she's miffed, she thought that this is an opportunity to really come out and tell the party that she's effectively throwing in the towel. She's saying that, you see, you did not help me, you did not listen to me, you did not address my concerns. Now, because there is a tough fight, you handle it. Why should I handle it? Because you are not letting me get my deserved place in the organization. So there is a messaging that's happening by Pratibha Singh, Nikhil.
Abhishek, first of all, to respond to Neeti, she had such compassion and concern for Vikramaditya Singh having a few tears in his eyes. I am sure you must have had the same compassion and care.
You definitely did
for
not.
When Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji had a problem and said,
did not
even if she's fishing in troubled water, so what?
And she's also no.
You
do you remember the
even if she's fishing in troubled water,
do you remember the tears of Shivraj Singh Chauhan?
It is your eminence that are leaving you. It is your party presidents that don't have faith in your workers winning an election.
Of course, it's a political
I
party.
think the question
one by one.
Stop worrying about the BJP.
I never interjected you, yaar. I never interjected you. Let me at least complete my point. Okay. The fact is that there is only one president post. There is only one chief minister post. Not everybody can be chief minister. Not everybody can be president. So, of course, there would be certain resentments between people in a party when a party comes into power. We've seen that with Vasundhara Raje Scindia in Rajasthan. We've seen that with Shivraj Singh Chauhan in Madhya Pradesh. And of course, there is some bit of resentment with Vikramaditya Singh.
No,
as well.
But Vasundhara Raje is not coming out and giving 3 sound bites in a day, morning, afternoon, evening, saying that I have some issues with the party and the party high command has to respond to them. Otherwise, I am not getting involved.
She doesn't want an ED raid, na Abhishek? Anybody who speaks against the Modi government,
I don't think this is a good
comparison, but I have really run out of time.
And it definitely
I have run out of time, Nikhil. Give it to Neeti that she defended her against 2 Congress-leaning panelists this evening. But on that note, I have to end this conversation. Thank you so much, Neeti Jain, Nikhil Jain, and George Kurian for joining us. Before we take a short break, Republic Media Network is proud to announce the launch of our exclusive Nazar Ka Tika campaign, encouraging all Indians to come out and vote. At Republic, we believe voting is the cornerstone of our democracy, driving progress and safeguarding freedom for all. Join us in our Nazar Ka Tika campaign and vote for a new India.
Good evening and welcome, viewers. The question I want to begin with tonight is whether all public servants in the country are equal, or whether some public servants are more equal than others. And the reason I'm asking this is because Arvind Kejriwal holds the unusual distinction of being a serving chief minister operating from jail. Before joining politics, Arvind Kejriwal was in the Indian Revenue Service, and therefore he was subject to the All India Services Rules of 1969, ladies and gentlemen, these rules. Now, under these rules, any public servant who is a member of a government service cannot operate from jail. In fact, anyone in custody who is in custody for a period of 48 hours, and now it's been longer than 48 hours that Kejriwal has been in custody, any public servant is necessarily and as a matter of routine suspended from service. Also, as per the All India Services Rules, any central government officer who faces a charge which is, quote, likely to embarrass him in the discharge of his duties or involves an aspect of moral turpitude, unquote, will be suspended with immediate effect. Now, obviously, Liquorgate is not something to be proud of. It would embarrass Mr. Kejriwal. So this category also, there's a tick mark against Kejriwal. And what therefore the nation wants to know tonight is why are the rules different for a government officer who is a public servant vis-a-vis a politician who is a public servant? Why are the rules different for a civil servant officer, a central government officer, as opposed to politicians who are ministers or chief ministers? This is exactly the kind of point Arvind Kejriwal used to make when he entered politics. He used to say the rules should be equal to all. All public servants are equal. Politicians cannot demand special status. Then why is he exploiting that special status now? How much has changed in 10 years, Mr. Kejriwal? The fact is, viewers, that a public servant cannot work after being arrested. In that case, how can a chief minister be expected to work after being arrested while in custody from jail? How is the job of a chief minister less important than that of a government officer under the All India rules? And if it is not, then how can a chief minister demand more leeway than a central government officer? Arvind Kejriwal entered politics on the central premise of morality. And I am asking tonight, where is the morality in giving yourself more leeway on issues of corruption than any central government officer? Think about it, viewers. This country can no longer operate.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 11th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
दुनिया की सबसे पुरानी भाषा तमिल भाषा हिंदुस्तान की है। मैं दुनिया को बताना चाहता हूं, सबसे पुरानी भाषा का गर्व प्राप्त है, वो मेरी तमिल भाषा है।
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time now for the nation's sharpest opinion. Now, the thing about sexism, like corruption, is that there are no grays. You cannot come out with a haphazard excuse to defend a publicly made disgusting sexist remark about a woman and then slither away and endorse it through collective silence. Ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what the Vadra Congress and the Vadra Gandhi family seem to be doing. For decades, the Congress party has tried to own the space of women in politics, presented and positioned themselves politically as the owners and beacons of hope for women in Indian politics just because Indira Gandhi became Prime Minister and Sonia Gandhi became Congress President. So they said, because people from the Vadra Gandhi family and women from the Vadra Gandhi family have reached certain positions because of their family name, women of India have become empowered. Ridiculous. Now that very party...
हिंदू धर्म में शक्ति शब्द होता है। हम शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं, एक शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं।
इंडी अलायंस ने अपना घोषणा पत्र शक्ति को खत्म करने के लिए किया है। मैं इस चुनौती को स्वीकार करता हूं और मैं इन शक्ति स्वरूपा माताओं बहनों की रक्षा के लिए जान की बाजी लगा दूंगा। इंडी अलायंस वाले लोग बार बार जानबूझकर हिंदू धर्म का अपमान करते हैं। इनका हर बयान बहुत सोचा समझा हुआ होता है। डीएमके और कांग्रेस टू साइड्स ऑफ द सेम कॉइन है। डीएमके और कांग्रेस का मतलब है बिग करप्शन। डीएमके और कांग्रेस का मतलब है वन फैमिली रूल। सबसे पुरानी भाषा तमिल भाषा हिंदुस्तान की है। मैं दुनिया को बताना चाहता हूं, सबसे पुरानी भाषा का गर्व प्राप्त है, वो मेरी तमिल भाषा है। इंडी अलायंस वाले लोग बार बार जानबूझकर हिंदू धर्म का अपमान करते हैं। इनका हर बयान बहुत सोचा समझा हुआ होता है।
From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 9, presented by Amity University, powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka, Century Club Prime and Policy Bazaar, co-powered by Belkolu.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Things have got really complicated today for Arvind Kejriwal. He put together all the lawyers, he put together some of the most formidable lawyers in India to fight his case. And these criminal lawyers, the topmost in the country, gave everything they had to defend him. Everything they had to question his arrest. They put forth all their arguments, but they still lost in court. They questioned the use of approvers, they questioned the timing of the arrest, they questioned the intent of the agency, but they still lost in the court. Loss after loss after loss after loss in court for Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party. Now viewers, if there is no scam in Liquorgate, why do the biggest lawyers of the country lose in court when they stand up to fight for the Aam Aadmi Party? Are the courts biased too? Or is it the reality that there is too much evidence that the agencies have shown and the agencies have shared with the courts, with the judges, which makes even giving bail impossible for the court? Consider this, they are not even getting bail. Manish Sisodia, Satyendra Jain, Sanjay Singh, Arvind Kejriwal denied bail inside jail. The denial of interim relief by the Delhi High Court in the case of Kejriwal's arrest is yet another courtroom loss for the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, anytime the Aam Aadmi Party tells you there is no scam, just ask one question. If there is no scam, how come you are always losing in court? And we all know that in every case of arrest and bail, the courts look at only one fact. The courts ask whether there is a prima facie case that can be built against the accused. If there is no prima facie case, you get bail. But here there is a prima facie case. There's a lot of scam. There's a crores of rupees which have been made. Hundreds of crores. The situation is so complicated for Arvind Kejriwal now that unless he wins tomorrow, when his matter for continued custody comes up for hearing, unless he gets relief tomorrow, he could potentially be looking at spending the next few months minimum during election season in jail. And today his only MP from Punjab has quit and joined the BJP. The crisis for Kejriwal may be bigger than the AAP is projecting it to be. But more importantly, there is no wave of public sympathy or mass protest against his arrest in Liquorgate. Where are the people? Where are the mass protests? Are people outraging across the country? No. Also, most importantly, stunts don't work either in these kind of situations. You can do stunts, but people stop responding. And when people stop responding, you know the cry wolf story. Today his wife came and put out a video saying, tomorrow my husband Arvind Kejriwal will reveal where the real money of the Liquorgate scam went. But we all know that also is just a stunt, Mrs. Kejriwal. We know it's a stunt. And stunts, whether you put it or Arvind Kejriwal put it, start failing when the people don't respond. The fact of the matter is, Aam Aadmi Party and Sunita Kejriwal should know there is no excitement over this promise that Arvind Kejriwal will reveal where the scam money went to. Nobody's interested. Here is the overall picture for the Aam Aadmi Party. 1, a failing legal strategy. 2, no mass outrage. And you're running out of options and you're running out of stunts as well. But tonight I would like you to consider one more thing. Where is the opposition support for Arvind Kejriwal? Nothing, not there at all. 1 day, 2 days, a little bit of lip service, a few tweets. But beyond lip service, all the other opposition leaders say they want to take the space of the Aam Aadmi Party. None of them, beyond the lip service, beyond one soundbite here and there when a mic is thrust in their face, nobody's really rallying behind Arvind Kejriwal. Now, it is not impossible to come out of this situation, but the going is going to be very, very tough for the Aam Aadmi Party henceforth. Ladies and gentlemen, debate number 1, no interim relief, one more blow for Arvind Kejriwal. High Court will hear the plea on April 3rd. Can he still remain Chief Minister for how many months and years in jail? Debate number 2 this evening, viewers. Home Minister Amit Shah hints that the Armed Forces Special Powers Act could be removed from Jammu and Kashmir. Is that practical and what does that indicate? And debate number 3 this evening, you have another mini revolt, this time led by Congressman Sanjay Nirupam from Maharashtra. Rebellion after rebellion. Everybody is hitting, blackmailing and complaining from within the Congress party. That's the situation tonight. And here are the headlines this Wednesday evening on the debate tonight. Delhi High Court refuses to grant relief to Kejriwal in Liquorgate. Asks the ED to file a reply by the 2nd of April.
केजरीवाल जी को गैर कानूनी तरीके से गिरफ्तार किया गया है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पॉलिटिकल हथियार ईडी के द्वारा गिरफ्तार किया गया है। आज उस गिरफ्तारी पर दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट ने भी सवाल उठाए।
But the Aam Aadmi Party is in complete denial, repeats the misuse of agencies charge, says Kejriwal will remain the Chief Minister.
से आगे निकलकर हर घर तिरंगा हो, ये सारी चीजें जम्मू कश्मीर में नए बदलाव की शुरुआत है। जम्मू कश्मीर में नए बदलाव की शुरुआत है।
Amit Shah makes a big statement, says the centre is considering the removal of the AFSPA and withdrawal of troops gradually from Jammu and Kashmir.
इलेक्शन को देखते हुए जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों के साथ अब अफ्स्पा के मामले में भी एक झूठा वादा और धोखा देने का जो है सिलसिला किया जा रहा है।
Opposition caught completely off guard. The NC questions the timing. The PDP says better late than never. MVA rift wide open in Maharashtra as Congress faithful. Vadra family faithful. Loyalist Sanjay Nirupam fires a Khichdi Chor jibe on the Uddhav Sena. And is it going to be a walkover for Kangana in Mandi? Pratibha Singh says she will not contest the elections on a Congress ticket this time. And ladies and gentlemen, the legal trouble for Arvind Kejriwal does not seem to be ending anytime soon. The Delhi High Court has denied immediate relief after the Delhi Chief Minister challenged the ED's remand today. This comes after the ED's 7-day custody ends tomorrow. Viewers, if Kejriwal does not get relief tomorrow, then we are looking at potentially the next few months, potentially, for Arvind Kejriwal to be in jail. In that situation, what happens to his party, to the party leadership, and can he conceivably remain Chief Minister in such a chaotic situation? The situation is very complicated for Kejriwal. Let's debate.
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal will have to spend at least a night in the ED lockup. The Delhi High Court has refused his petition challenging the Enforcement Directorate's arrest in the Delhi liquor policy case. The court has asked the ED to respond to Kejriwal's petition by April 2nd. Senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi, appearing for the AAP chief, argued that object of arrest was to create a non-level playing field ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. He alleged ED has cited non-cooperation after it could not compel Kejriwal to give disclosure of confession against himself.
Central Bureau of Investigation in all likelihood would also step in and seek custody of Arvind Kejriwal after Enforcement Directorate completes their investigation. But the crucial question that many are also asking is just multiple witness statements against Arvind Kejriwal good enough for the Enforcement Directorate to keep Arvind Kejriwal in custody, or does the agency have much more than witnesses?
The Delhi Chief Minister's wife Sunita Kejriwal has hit out at the centre and the central agency.
अभी तक किसी भी रेड में एक पैसा नहीं मिला। मनीष जी के यहाँ रेड मारी, संजय सिंह जी के यहाँ रेड मारी, सत्येंद्र जैन जी के यहाँ रेड मारी, एक भी पैसा नहीं मिला। हमारे यहाँ रेड मारी, मात्र 73,000 रुपए मिले। तो वो इस सो कॉल्ड शराब घोटाले का पैसा है कहां?
The Aam Aadmi Party protested against Kejriwal's arrest in Delhi Assembly wearing "Main bhi Kejriwal" t-shirts.
लेकिन आज जो पीएमएलए का कानून है उसे ना काउंटर टेररिज्म में यूज किया जाता है, ना ड्रग ट्रैफिकिंग रोकने के लिए यूज किया जाता है, उसको सिर्फ और सिर्फ विपक्ष के नेताओं को जेल में भेजने के लिए यूज किया जाता है। अगर आप पीएमएलए के कानून को देखें तो उसमें बेल मिलना लगभग असंभव है।
As legal trouble mounts, can Kejriwal continue to remain as Delhi Chief Minister? Let's debate.
Viewers, I began this debate by asking a very elementary question that if there is no scam, if there is no liquor gate, if there is no evidence, if it is all false, and if Arvind Kejriwal is absolutely clean, then Priyanka, welcome Gaurav, welcome Ishkaran, Kapil Madan and Dr. Piyush Joshi, then why is the court absolutely not giving him any relief? It is the court. Every single argument has been used. Every topmost lawyer has been put out. But the court has poured water on every argument put by Kejriwal. Which means that you can no longer come out and say that, you know what, this is all political. Because the court will listen to the arguments put by Abhishek Manu Singhvi, put by the others, and if the court rejects it, why has the court rejected it? They must be doing it on some basis. BJP is not doing it. The court is rejecting the argument. So Priyanka, you have to now start answering this question, that what is the court seeing? What case is the court seeing? What evidence is the court seeing?
I will answer very exhaustively, Anaji.
Why does the court not say the arrest?
I'll answer very
why does the
exhaustively.
court not say the arrest is illegal? The court says the arrest is legal. You are saying the arrest is illegal. Today the court has said the arrest is legal. So why are you losing in court? Yes, please.
Can I start speaking? Good evening to you and all your viewers and the fellow co-panelists here. Arnabji, firstly, let me just give you a suggestion that you perhaps need a change in your research team, which has very poorly misguided you. We have not lost in the court today. Which also possibly needs to guide you more on the recently amended PMLA provisions. I will take you step by step, and I ask somebody in your team to do a proper research so that you can accordingly put forth your points. The first is today
before you,
we have not
one
lost.
minute. Just a simple point. I will no 1 minute, 1 minute. Since you made a comment on my research, I will respond to you briefly and then I'll allow you to complete. See, you can't make that comment and then say I will come. You see the fact.
I'll retort also.
You may say I have not lost. I have a moral victory. No problem.
I will tell you why.
Priyanka, 1 minute. Priyanka, 1 minute. Priyanka, 1 minute.
I will tell you why.
Priyanka, 1 minute.
You had such a long opening. You have to let others speak.
No, but let me. No. But you can't. No, Priyanka, you have said something. I will give a brief counter. Then the viewer will decide. Then you will continue. I will go back to you. My counter to you is Arvind Kejriwal went asking for interim relief, challenging his arrest. Justice Swarna Kanta Sharma of the Delhi High Court
you are changing
rejected
your argument
the plea
because you know
and told the ED,
you
filed the reply,
you know that the
you filed that there is no immediate,
and you've gone to a previous case.
Why will the common man not understand?
Arnab, don't be so smart. I know you are very smart.
You assume the common man doesn't understand basics of law.
You're saying. If you want me to speak, no. You just complicated the situation by mentioning a previous case and relating it to this case. And you, in the opening of your show, I urge all your viewers to check. In the opening of your show, you said that the High Court rejected our application today. So I was talking about that, and you went to a previous case. So there is the manipulation. Now let me please speak. I will tell you exactly what has happened today and what is happening with us. Firstly, let me begin by telling you that the BJP through a money bill route, which wasn't constitutionally... Can I begin? Okay. So, PMLA, which the BJP in 2018 through a finance bill which was not permitted, which is unconstitutional, amended the PMLA law. More particularly, it amended the law to the extent that it revived Section 45 of the PMLA Act, which was previously declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. The BJP could not have done this, and this petition is pending and likely to come up in July in the Supreme Court. First point. Secondly, what has happened consistently despite thousands of raids and hounding of our leaders, not a penny has been recovered to date. The laws have been... Now, there is no FIR against Arvind Kejriwal ji. He has been granted custody on the basis of a Sarkari Gawah ka oral bayan. This Sarkari Gawah is the person who the ED used to call the South Liquor Lobby ka kingpin. He was tortured in jail for 8 months, subsequent to which during the 8-month period, the BJP took 60 crores from him in form of electoral bonds, and thereafter his bail was secured and he became an approver. How the bail was secured? The ED went and made a submission before the court that they have no objection if Sharat Chandra Reddy can be let go of because he has back pain. These are all documents on record. I am saying nothing out of nothing is a figment of my imagination here. These are all proper documents on record. Now, what has happened? You will see, for example, in case of Chhagan Bhujbal, or in case of Ajit Pawar, or in case of Bhavna Gawli. No, you can't. You have to listen to me first. I heard your opening. So, what happens in these cases? Ajit Pawar joins the BJP, and the ED submits in court that...
I didn't know there is a headmistress.
No, let her complete. Let her complete.
Can the Brij Bhushan Janata Party stop interrupting? The Brij Bhushan Janata Party needs to learn some manners for women.
Can you both stop having a go at each other personally?
I know it's tough for them. He's heckling. Please tell him to hold his horses. You will give him a chance and show. So, and he will come to making personal remarks and all of that because, you know, he has no content. He lacks content. He's a man devoid of substance who will make personal remarks. Anyway, so what had happened in, say, the Chhagan Bhujbal case, the ED made a submission before the court that, listen, हमसे फाइलें खो गई, इनको जाने दीजिए, and that happened because he had joined the BJP. Similarly happened in Bhavna Gawli's case. After 5 ED summons, she jumped ship to BJP and the ED stopped its investigation. So the only way that you can get, as it stands today, that you get bail under the draconian PMLA provisions, which I told you what the BJP has done to manipulate. The only way you can get bail under those draconian provisions is when the ED goes and submit कि हमें शरत रेड्डी के कमर की दर्द की bail मिलने पे कोई आपत्ति नहीं है. This is what is happening in the country. It is very important that your research team tells you that in 2018, this is how the laws were amended and this is how they are hounded. It is very important that your research team tells
you had a very long 7 to 10 minutes start into this
Honorable
debate.
High Court.
You had a very important 7 to 10 minutes start in the debate, but now you have to let the others come in. Thank you. I gave you full time at the start. Now I'm getting a response. Now I'm getting the response. First of all, viewers, please look at today the kind of arguments which have been presented in the court. Kejriwal's legal counsel argued that Kejriwal should not be accused of non-cooperation with the probe agency and that compelling him to give a disclosure of confession against himself would be violative of, would be violative of Article 20 and 21. Further, and I'll have everyone on, Kejriwal's lawyer further argued that sitting chief minister's arrest directly impinges on free and fair elections, which is a basic structure of the constitution. The court observed that given the nature of the relief sought, orders cannot be passed without hearing the enforcement directorate. While arguing in the court, Kejriwal's lawyer emphasized repeatedly that the statement of the approvers recorded in the case is of a compromised nature.
15, please.
And 1 minute, the court observed, please don't interrupt, I've read the whole thing. The court observed that if the ED wants to place any incriminating evidence against Kejriwal in front of the court, it would like to give more time to the enforcement directorate to submit the material. Moot point being right now, can I just 1 minute? I'm making my observations. Moot point being right now that what this case comes down to is whether there is incriminating evidence against Kejriwal.
Appear to be balanced.
This is now coming to a very moot and central part of this whole case, where this entire case comes down to, is there incriminating evidence against Kejriwal? The courts will decide on that. The ED gets an opportunity to place the material before the courts, so the courts decide on that. Saying that approvers are untrustworthy, friends who are good and bad, etc., evil and good does not matter anymore.
Your research team is poor.
Respond now. Don't make it a shouting match,
Arnab. You can't do a monologue. You cannot do a monologue, Arnab. Arnab, I expect better from you. Please read para 15 of the same judgment that you quoted. Arnab, please tell the world that PMLA was amended through a money bill route. Please tell Arnab that we did not a penny has been recovered from us. Please tell the world
allow
about
me to make my point. Please don't waste time over her.
I will not say something because you want me to say.
Person of substance.
No, Priyanka, let Gaurav reply. Let Gaurav reply now. Do you think it's fair? It's 9:25. It's 9:25 because you're the aggrieved party. I started with you. But is it not fair that I should allow Gaurav to respond to you?
Please go ahead. I was responding to you.
Thank you. Gaurav responding. Debate is on after that. Yeah.
Now, Arnab, just be careful because I realized today कि जिंदा आदमियों की भी आत्माएं घूम रही हैं. Sympathy generate करने का प्रयास हो रहा है, sympathy generate नहीं हो रही. I will show you by all the verdicts of the different courts how petition after petition, Arvind Kejriwal and his ex-ministers have been reprimanded by the courts. Let me start by a division bench order of 21st March. Arvind Kejriwal moved the Delhi High Court and he asked for stay of summons and protection that he will not be arrested. The line that I am quoting comes from the judgment the two judges held after perusing the material against him as follows. Quote, however, at this stage we are not inclined to grant any interim relief to the applicant petitioner. Then the ED court gave custody to the ED to interrogate him. He also moved the Honorable Supreme Court, Arnab, and then later he withdrew because he knew there is so much substance against him, he happens to be the kingpin, that he will not get relief. Today, the Delhi High Court, yet again, what was his plea? His plea was politically motivated arrest. Second, timing of the arrest is not right. Third, there is motive behind the arrest. But the Delhi High Court in its wisdom decided not to grant him any relief. That's number one. Two, Manish Sisodia, he has been on jail. He's been in jail for around 13 months now. And this is what the Honorable Supreme Court said while refusing bail to Manish Sisodia. And I'm quoting, 338 crores. This amount was earned by the wholesale distributors in a span of 10 months. This figure cannot be disputed or challenged. Para 24, page 35 of the judgment. Second, thus the new excise policy was meant to give windfall gains to select few wholesale distributors who in turn had agreed to give kickbacks and bribe. Para 24, page 36. So I have quoted the Supreme Court and the High Court. My question is, why is it that Arvind Kejriwal, who used to make very tall promises, promising eradication of corruption and saying that a person, if he is charged with a corruption charge, should immediately resign, not resigning himself? This is the same Arvind Kejriwal who called Vijay Nair, his boy, to Sameer Mahendru. Is it not also correct that the mobile phones which ED is looking for, Arvind Kejriwal says, I do not know where I have kept them.
Oh, it's getting hotter.
Not correct?
This debate is getting hotter, viewers.
File pertaining to the liquor scam has been destroyed by Arvind Kejriwal. And last but not the least, is it not correct that he chaired the meeting which constituted a committee which framed this excise policy? And that is why there are cogent pieces of evidence against Arvind Kejriwal.
I now would like to tell everyone tonight, and Ishkaran and Kapil and Piyush, that one of the cardinal sins of panelists, and I've seen this propensity from the Aam Aadmi Party but other parties also, selectively and out of context quote one line, where simply what the judge is doing, Ishkaran, is summarizing the arguments of the lawyer for one side and try to pass off the summary as the observations of the court and the conclusion of the court. This, in my view, amounts to contempt of court.
I have not quoted
this amounts to contempt of court, and the AAP panelist in question tonight has committed this sin. No, I'm telling you, the AAP panelist in the debate tonight has committed this sin. And further, further tried to compound the sin by saying, Arnab, you've not done a research well. She has taken the words of Abhishek Manu Singhvi as paraphrased by the court and tried to pass it off as a judgment of the court. She has tried to pull out point number 15 selectively. She has pulled out point number 15 selectively, Ishkaran, and tried to pass it as the observations of the court. What is point number 15? What is point number 15, Priyanka Kakkar? What is point number 15?
Who gave rishwat to BJP?
No. You said point number 15. I shall compel you to quote point number 15 now.
Not give me.
What is point number 15? One minute. This is very serious.
Please
What is point number 15?
Please
no, 1 minute, Ishkaran. She said you have not done your research. What is point number 15? I challenge the AAP panelists to point to me that what has been said in point number 15 amounts to an exoneration for Kejriwal.
Calm down.
No. She must point out that what has been said in point number 15 of today's judgment amounts to an exoneration of Kejriwal.
Where it says 338
No, she must fight me tonight on this. Priyanka Kakkar, you have to prove. You have to prove that you are right and I am wrong. You are not coming in. You make point number. You made a personal remark on me. You made a personal remark on me. 1 minute. You quote point number 15. No, I'm not moving. You quote point number 15 that it was pro Kejriwal.
You quote any part of the judgment you want.
Let's just.
What is point number 15? What is point number 15? The nation wants to know.
I think, Arnab, you and I.
What is point number 15?
Arnab, listen. I will.
Yes, we should. I'm open to it. What is point number 15?
Let's have a one-to-one tomorrow, discuss everything threadbare. Because your show doesn't permit very much, I will give you the answer to this also. Now, please, I want the nation
you want
know
to prepare for tomorrow. You are wrong today.
will
Tomorrow,
tell the truth to the world.
You are not prepared to take me on tonight.
was amended.
You are not prepared to fight with me tonight.
2018.
Are you not prepared to fight with me tonight? Let's fight.
Did the BJP amend the PMLA? I am arguing with you. How else do I have to be prepared? I am asking you. The nation wants to know from Arvind Goswami.
I will answer that also,
Reddy, who gave rishwat to BJP after arrest?
Is dangerous.
Answer that.
And
did BJP give rishwat?
Okay, one minute. We are compelled to open up the debate. Ishkaran wants to come. Piyush wants to come. Debate is open. We bring Ishkaran in now. Then Piyush. Then Kapil. And we throw the debate open.
Arnav, because an interesting stand has been taken that the order is actually in favor of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. Let us please be clear. This is not 2022 or 2023 that we do not have court orders with co-accused. No less than the Deputy Chief Minister of the Delhi. One second, I didn't interrupt anybody. Let me have my turn, please. No less than the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Mr. Manish Sisodia, went all the way till Supreme Court and not get relief. Even that time, he was exonerated in public debates and on political platforms. Let's come to the next case. When the first summon came to Mr. Kejriwal, the exact line of argument was taken, the summon is illegal. The manner known to law is if a summon is illegal, you go to court, you challenge the summon, get a stay on the summon or get no coercive action. After the 8th or the 9th summon, they went to the court and the court did not give relief. But on TV studios, Arnav, I remember being on your debate, the entire same argument was made, it is an illegal summons. But when the grain was to be separated from chaff, when the case went to the court, nothing was found in that argument and the court allowed the ED to go ahead. Then it went to Supreme Court and the petition was withdrawn, which is their right, but the Supreme Court did not get the benefit of opining on it, except the same day the Supreme Court said in Ms. K. Kavita's case that a political party cannot get preference over a normal citizen of this country. Maybe they took heat from that because it was a sort of a precedent and they withdrew it. But the reality is, even today, there was a prayer made of interim relief. Interim relief was not given at this stage. What will happen in future? We will see what happens in the future. But multiple stages of the case, from FIR, FIRs are regularly quashed if you have a ground. From summons are regularly stayed if you have a ground. From interim protection from arrest, that regularly happens. Or a regular bail where somebody has been in jail for 13 or 12 months. So all those court orders are there and we are arguing as if we don't have the benefit of these court orders, as if it's a political debate or a corruption scandal which has broken out recently. Please be very clear. All that has happened in the past and the courts have overwhelmingly and unanimously from the trial court till the Supreme Court not given relief. In fact, more questions have arisen. Questions like how was Mr. Vijay Nair in touch? How was he living in the next house? What was the money trail? How was the policy made? And one last thing, if I may say, the new strategy of the ministers coming out and saying they are getting instructions on everything from Mr. Kejriwal later may play very badly in court, because then you cannot take the ground that I was not the minister in charge of the department, because on record you are coming and saying that he is deciding everything, including what is the water dispute.
Now, Piyush
so
and
that
Kapil,
will also play out.
Piyush and Kapil, people are asking which way is this story going? Which way is this story going? And my view is Piyush, just one line, that unless by the 4th or 5th of April, Arvind Kejriwal is able to 100% prove to the court that there is no evidence that can be held against him, and unless he gets bail having proved that there is no evidence against him, it's getting more complicated. Piyush and Kapil, we need to be reasonable in these situations. What's your take, Piyush?
My take is very simple. I need a little bit of clarity because I am not a lawyer and I need a little bit of enlightenment as well. You know, Sharad Chandra Reddy was, I think, arrested under the PMLA Act, and at that time he was one of the prime accused. If he was the prime accused, I think his accounts must have been frozen. If his accounts and his company's accounts must have been frozen and the ED was keeping a watch on those accounts, how did he go ahead, or his company went ahead and bought electoral bonds worth 60 crore rupees? Was that money trail not being followed by the enforcement directorate? How come that happened? So I need a little bit on enlightenment and clarity on that.
Gaurav,
and I think that point in itself.
Gaurav, here's my take on it. Here's my take on it.
Just one more point, and then you know I don't speak at length. I'll be very brief. Just one more point. So as far as the ED is concerned, Mr. Sharad Chandra Reddy is an accused, and this is an established money trail. Everything else is alleged, right? Supreme Court is saying that there is an alleged money trail of 338 crore rupees, but this is a proven money trail. And where the trail is ending? The trail is ending at the BJP headquarters. And where the money has started? The money has started at the office of Sharat Chandra Reddy and Arvind Pharma. So how did the ED allow that? And why the ED did not follow it? And is ED not able to establish this money trail? That's it.
Okay, so very clear here. I'll let Kapil also have a say, and then I'll open it up. Let Gaurav begin by defending everyone. My own sense on this is, Gaurav, before Kapil comes in, that this is certainly an Achilles heel for the BJP.
Defending Arvind Kejriwal.
I really fail to understand. You may make him an approver. 1 minute. You may make him an approver, but what is the compelling need for a wealthy party like the BJP to take money from Aurobindo Pharma, whose antecedents in this case, involvement in the case, would have been well known by now? So before I come to you, Gaurav, I'll get Kapil in on this. This is a little complicated for you.
Why the ED did not do anything about it? Why the ED did not do anything about it? That is also a pertinent question.
Can I respond or not?
Kapil, your turn. Let Kapil have a say, and then I'll bring you in to respond to all. Because this Aurobindo Pharma question has to be substantially answered.
Yes, so allow me to explain what is the position of an approver. Approver is technically an accompliance who himself has committed an offence. However, he has been given pardon on a condition that he becomes a prosecution witness. So this is where we are. Now, if you look at the statement given by, this, so-called approver, he has made several statements, and in subsequent statement he has taken name of Mr. Kejriwal. That's point number one. One of the grant of pardon to an approver is that he will not do anything directly or indirectly that prejudices the trial or that influences the investigation. Now tell me one good reason why a person who gets a grant as an approver go to the incumbent government and donate huge amount by way of electoral bond, because I, in my logical senses, cannot fathom any other reason apart from there being a quid pro quo. So allow me to explain what is quid pro quo. Could have been a situation that, he was made an approver because he donated the money. And also, if you look at the law on the subject, the approver statement is always taken by a suspicion. It is not a gospel truth, because why would a person, go and, make a statement against his own self, because he himself was accused and he himself was facing a charge. To me, it raises more question in the manner of propriety. If you test it from the, from the angle of propriety, there was no good valid reason for the incumbent government to even obtain donations by way of electoral bond from the gentleman. Now, allow me to make a legal point. No, allow me to make a legal point. Allow me to.
Kapil, may I? Kapil, may I?
Insofar as today's proceedings are concerned. Now,
but I want to hammer you back a little bit.
No, I am sorry. Allow me to complete, and then you please rebut. Allow me to make my point. Now, what has happened today? Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, was taken into custody. There is a remand application. The ED has to show justifiable reason why a custody is required. When the petition was argued today, the ED should have been prepared and should have argued straight away to demonstrate that there exist grounds on which his custody is required. Why did ED took time to file a reply? When ED's remand application was filed before the magistrate, ED can't bring a new thing. ED will argue the same thing what has been argued by in the trial court. And Mr. Gaurav Bhatia is here. He's a seasoned
How do you know? How do you know? How do you know that? How do you know the ED will argue the same thing and not find fresh incriminating material by the third?
You want to say?
Secondly, 1 minute. Don't counter me yet. I'm just going to hammer you a little bit, and then I'll. No, it's not between you and me. All of you want to debate with me. I'm not going to debate with you. I'm going to only counter you on 3 points and pass it on to Gaurav. So let there be a real debate. I just want to make 3 points to you tonight, Kapil. 1 minute, please. 1 minminute. 1 minute, Kapil. No, this is too much. Then Kapil, you can't go on, and when I'm countering you, you just speak over me. First point. Gross violation of the rules of the debate are going on right now. And Gaurav will respond to you, not me wasting time. This is entertainment for viewers. Let me reply to you. Listen to me. 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 1 minute. Just one point. The gentleman makes 3 mistakes. No, you will respond, but I'm compelled and tempted to respond briefly, and then Gaurav, you can take over from there. Please listen. First, the entire argument of Kapil Madan is based on an element of surmise. There could have been a situation, he says. Where is the element of could in law? Second, he says an approver statement is always treated with suspicion, but he cannot quote a single point in law where it is said an approver statement should be treated with suspicion. This is also a surmise of his. There is nothing in law that a prosecution witness, if he is an approver, should be treated with suspicion. Show me the part of the law. Show me, Mr. Lawyer, show me where in the law it is written that an approver statement should be treated with suspicion. Show me. Show me. Now, not tomorrow. Show me now.
I have.
Promise me, nahi. I don't believe in promises. All failed promises. Show me now.
Google it on India.com. You will get to know that the line of judgment.
I'm not Mr. Google.
Okay, so you're not Mr.
Now,
Google.
Anyway.
Give me a minute. Now, give me a minute.
Arnab, I think you are deflecting from the main issue.
No, let Gaurav respond to you, boss. Please, Gaurav. It's between you guys, not me. I'm just...
You were giving a cover fire to Mr. Gaurav. Then I raised the question.
Gaurav is responding on fact tonight.
This is going to be a legal class.
Yeah, Mr. Gaurav will reply. No, why?
Of the Aam Aadmi Party that neither believes in law nor the democracy or the citizenry of the country.
Right.
I heard the arguments very attentively. First argument was bails are not granted in PMLA. So let me cite a few examples. First is P. Chidambaram. Granted bail
all bails will be granted
in 2019. D.K. Shivkumar
ED said
granted
no
bail in 2019. Anil Deshmukh in 2021.
When was the
Sanjay
case
Raut,
instituted?
2022.
You made the amendment in 2018.
So first argument that she made.
When was the case instituted?
Please ask her to
Under
be
new
quiet.
law or the old law?
You know, I cannot deal with spokespersons who are suffering from
No, this is not fair.
Others
Priyanka, let him finish. Priyanka, let him finish. Priyanka, you know how things went last time you were with Shehzad Poonawalla. Don't do this now, please. On this, just today, don't do this, please. Let him finish.
But don't forget
let
my
him finish.
questions,
Let him finish. Priyanka, no. You are also.
Don't
Let him
forget
finish. Let him finish. No, Piyush, let him finish.
Will the killers also
I will let her in.
Oh, well, they
this
took
is not...
Sanjay Saroj they took Sanjay Saroj into their party to kill the Pravaktas also now. I know they will have an FIR.
This is very wrong, Arnab. This only shows the lack of caliber that they have.
Now you are taking it. Now we are having a good debate. People are liking the debate tonight. Priyanka, don't do this. Let Gaurav finish now.
Every night she does this.
It's a good debate tonight.
Okay,
Priyanka, I'll come to you.
The second argument.
Okay,
First one I have
Bangaru party can speak now.
The second argument. Maybe she has done her law from Arvind Kejriwal Fraudster University. She made an argument that PMLA cases don't get quashed. So D.K. Shivkumar's case, very recently, 2 weeks back, was quashed by the Honorable Supreme Court, which was a PMLA case, Arnab. So I have cited an example, and there is a Bhajan Lal case, a constitution bench which says, if there is a plea of political vendetta and if it's proved, that's a ground. There are other grounds as well. So second point busted. The third falsehood that was being spread. She said the PMLA amendment was brought and is unconstitutional. Let me tell you, Arnab, a bench of the Honorable Supreme Court has held, and it is the law of the country as we debate today, PMLA amendment is constitutional, which has been challenged, but the judgment has not been stayed, therefore it remains constitutional till it is set aside. Third lie is busted. Fourth, she says PMLA amendment was brought as a money bill, therefore it is unconstitutional. Again she is lying, because let me tell you, that matter again is pending before the Supreme Court and the law is not stayed. So again she has lied. Now let me respond to what Congress sympathizer was saying. Ajay Chaudhary, the Delhi Pradesh Congress Committee President, had said that Arvind Kejriwal should be arrested. He is the kingpin of the liquor scam. Ajay Makan said the same. Sandeep Dixit said the same. Now what is the compulsion of the Congress party to join hands with Arvind Kejriwal? The compulsion is only one. They all know Modi ji is a leader who would not spare a dishonest, blood-sucking politician who's corrupt, and therefore they're joining hands. They feel that they're getting stronger.
Language.
The judiciary is not granting them any relief. Third, about the Aurobindo Pharma case. Aurobindo is a company which has a turnover of 24,000 crores. One. Two, there are many directors. We are talking about one Mr. Sharad Chandra. He is only one of the director. The first principle in company law is company is a separate entity, and director, there can be action against the director. One will have to see whether it engulfs the entire company or not.
Tell me,
TRS, TDP,
Gaurav, having said that, I need to intervene. Piyush, what are you clapping for, Piyush?
Pick and choose?
What is Piyush clapping for?
Why
is Piyush clapping suddenly?
I'm clapping only on one point. I'm applauding the way he has twisted the argument, but he did not answer that the ED is not going to follow the money trail of a prime accused in a liquor gate scam.
So
according to the enforcement directorate, we are not going to follow the money trail.
I am not a spokesperson of the ED. But the argument that I made, do you agree or disagree with that? That a company is a distinct identity and one director is named. Can you say TDP and BRS? And BRS was getting cozy with the Ghamandiya alliance at that time. So why was that getting cozy? And Aam Aadmi Party has taken electoral bonds.
But Gaurav, may I also come in? May I also come in and ask you for a moment? Gaurav, may I come in and ask you for a moment? Gaurav, she wants to respond to you. But I have a question for Gaurav. Gaurav, listen. Gaurav, listen to me. Gaurav Bhatia, my question to you, and I'm sorry, Priyanka, I'll come to you in a minute. But Gaurav Bhatia, today, the ED filed a money laundering case against Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan's daughter Veena Vijayan to probe a case of illegal payments made by a private firm to an IT company, Exalogic Solutions. Not only this, the ED has also issued a notice to this Shiv Sena Uddhav candidate Amol Kirtikar soon after his nomination from Mumbai North regarding the alleged food supply or the khichdi scam during COVID-19. Now, all these things happening just before the elections, is it coincidence or design? The question on timing.
Okay, Arnab, let me answer it.
There is a question on timing.
Okay, I will answer that. First of all, ED is independent now. It is not a cage parrot like the CBI used to be during UPA era. But let me tell you, this case, liquor scam case, the FIR was registered 18 months back. What elections were taking place then? And Manish Sisodia hasn't got bail. Hemant Soren hasn't got bail. K. Kavita has not got bail. Partha Chatterjee has been behind bars for 1.5 years. So do you think
eventually you have to convince the court, Priyanka?
Works by the
why have they not got bail? No, are you blaming the court? No, 1 minute. You say why are you blaming the court, Priyanka? No, 1 minute. When you say no, okay, Gaurav, limited time she's responding.
You have to know the response of the judiciary.
Limited time she's responding. Let her respond to you, Gaurav.
Arnab,
let her respond to you,
Gaurav. Let me
Yeah,
say 2-3 things. Yes, I will. Now, Arnab, see. One, he is a lawyer and he knows the constitution. He knows the PMLA law. He should have some respect for the law which gave him such a good post and position. What has happened? He's quoting DK Shivkumar. DK Shivkumar case was instituted when 45 was declared unconstitutional and his case was quashed in 2018 to 224. He quoted another one. Nawab Malik also, I must tell you, Nawab Malik was very vociferous against the BJP, and then he had a PMLA case, and then he was jailed for a long time.
And the argument you made was that PMLA cases are not on bail. I've already answered you. Anil Deshmukh.
हाँ तो वही तो बता रही हूँ मैं इनके बीच में नहीं बोली थोड़ा कंट्रोल कीजिए इनको ये उत्तेजित हो जाते हैं इनको कंट्रोल कीजिए अर्नब प्लीज अर्नब जी प्लीज आई नीड यू टू आई एम ओनली स्पीकिंग टू यू आप सुनिए आप सुन तो रहे आप समझ नहीं रहे समझना भी है सुनना नहीं होता खाली अर्नब प्लीज इनको कंट्रोल कीजिए थोड़ा आई विल टॉक टू यू चलो यू इंटरप्ट
DK Shivkumar case bail granted. I gave you example. Sanjay Rao bail granted. Anil Deshmukh bail granted.
DK Shivkumar was instituted before 2018 when Section 45 was declared unconstitutional. हाँ, क्योंकि आपने उसके बाद लॉ बदला 2018 के बाद. I urge your audience
to check section 45 of PMLA declared unconstitutional, and then the BJP revived it. I urge you audience to check. DK Shiv Kumar was under the previous law when PMLA, when section 45 was declared unconstitutional. Subsequently, the case was fought in 2024. Keep quiet now. Nawab Malik, what happened when he joined your Gathbandhan in NDA? PMLA case is dropped. Chhagan Bhujbal ki file ho gayi. His arguments are Congress.
Okay, viewers, this is it's going to be see Priyanka and Ishkaran and Kapil and Piyush. See, it's a Priyanka, see, you began by saying today, Gaurav, 1 minute. Gaurav, today I must have the last word. Priyanka began by saying, Arnav, you don't do your research. Okay, now listen to me. Priyanka said, Arnav, you don't do your research. That provokes me no end. I will only say this to you, Priyanka. Now the CBI will question whether Kejriwal spoke to liquor businessman Samir Mahendra. The CBI will question if Kejriwal gave instructions to trust Vijay Nair.
Here is a trail of T. Sharath Reddy. You don't see that?
Arnab, please
What
tell
is
her.
this? You hear the hearsay evidence. You are saying it's based on hearsay evidence. But there is a direct money trail between BJP and Sharath Reddy. You don't see that? You don't see that? You don't see that, sir. You don't see T. Sharath Reddy. You want to talk about hearsay evidence.
And ladies and gentlemen, Sunita Kejriwal says that tomorrow they'll reveal where the liquor scam money went. And my only question is, if they knew where the money went all the while, why did they say there was no scam? That's a huge debate on the Kejriwal setback. Viewers, debate number 2 tonight. Oh God, that's continuing. 1 minute. I'll go back. Ladies and gentlemen, these debates are getting really hot before the elections. And I will get both of you back. You know what viewers are saying? Viewers are saying, Arnab, it's not even 40 degrees in Delhi yet. It's not even 40 degrees in Delhi yet, but it's 50 degrees in your studio. And I agree, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to hit 60 degrees by the 2024 end of voting. On the other side tonight, is the government serious when it says we may remove the Armed Forces Special Powers Act in Kashmir, and what are the implications of that? Back in a few minutes with debate 2.
हिंदू धर्म में शक्ति शब्द होता है। हम शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं, एक शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं।
इंडिया अलायंस ने अपना घोषणा पत्र शक्ति को खत्म करने के लिए किया है। मैं इस चुनौती को स्वीकार करता हूं और मैं इन शक्ति स्वरूप माताओं बहनों की रक्षा के लिए जान की बाजी लगा दूंगा।
We need India, there's no doubt about that.
For the first time, perhaps, after he took office, that he's speaking perhaps the right language in the context of India.
Well, yes, that also, I believe, has relationship or links to your invitation to me, and that I was able to be there and I was able to be seen with the Prime Minister.
And now when there is no military footprint of India in the Maldives today, do you think there is a sense of realization about the Chinese tilt?
Well, there is a sense of realization, and everyone would see that very clearly as well. You see, it was not a very good move by the government to reach out to China, especially for any lethal or non-lethal military equipment. This same vessel was not allowed to come to Sri Lanka recently.
Yes.
And the fact that it was allowed to come to the Maldives was wrong. As politicians take a little while to come to our senses. But we do come to our senses and we rapidly change course. And the fact that I was able to meet the Prime Minister, have a few words with the Prime Minister, and also the friendship that the Prime Minister showed to us. I believe that is a friendship that the Prime Minister has with the Maldives. The indications that I'm getting from home are very clear that we are on course correction.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very, very special guest with us today. And
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 11th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education, whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
डीएमके और कांग्रेस टू साइड्स ऑफ द सेम कॉइन है। डीएमके और कांग्रेस का मतलब है बिग करप्शन। डीएमके और कांग्रेस का मतलब है वन फैमिली रूल।
हिंदू धर्म में शक्ति शब्द होता है। हम शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं, एक शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं।
इंडी अलायंस ने अपना घोषणा पत्र शक्ति को खत्म करने के लिए किया है। मैं इस चुनौती को स्वीकार करता हूं और मैं इन शक्ति स्वरूपा माताओं बहनों की रक्षा के लिए जान की बाजी लगा दूंगा।
Good evening and welcome, viewers. The question I want to begin with tonight is whether all public servants in the country are equal, or whether some public servants are more equal than others. And the reason I'm asking this is because Arvind Kejriwal holds the unusual distinction of being a serving chief minister operating from jail. Before joining politics, Arvind Kejriwal